Parallel World, Blue Star, 2012. Lu Haifeng crossed over to a unlucky person awakened the golden finger of God-level technology mall. You can use points to purchase related technologies in the fields of mobile phones, automobiles, aviation, materials, etc. in the mall. From then on, under the leadership of his company, the Xia Guo changed the world landscape in multiple fields such as mobile phones, automobiles, aviation, and materials. More than a decade later, a super technology empire spanning multiple fields emerged in this world. This novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are similarities, they are purely coincidental. If there are differences, they are purely normal. Keywords of the novel. Rebirth Control Technology. No pop-ups. Rebirth Control Technology TXT Complete Collection Download. Rebirth Control Technology Latest Chapter Reading. Chapter 1. Rebirth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Rebirth Parallel World, Blue Star, 2012. This is a rundown office. Just looking at the decoration, those who don't know think they lived in the 1970s. Old metal cabinets and outdated office furniture, as well as the classic luxurious wooden buttocks and square wooden chairs. Lu Haifeng was also very helpless at this moment. Just now, he had traveled to this world and learned from his memories that it had not changed much from his previous life, except that his country had changed from the Great Dragon Kingdom to the Great Xia Kingdom. Although the names are different, they have the same history, experiencing slash and burn farming, slave society, feudal society, and the development of modern civilization today. Today, the Great Xia Kingdom is also a proud world power. All industries are very prosperous. However, there have been significant changes in the automotive industry and mobile phones. The automotive industry in this world is very backward, 10 or 20 years behind its previous development. And his country, the Xia, was constrained by the development of foreign automotive technology and was in a mess. Until now, no independent brand has been able to break down barriers and independently manufacture a truly domestic automotive brand. And there is no well-known foreign giant BBA in this world, only Benma, Bolle, and Alto. Although it is a luxury brand, it is not even a bit inferior to its previous life. Moreover, most of the mobile phone industry in this world is still stuck in the era of feature phones. Flipping, and rotating lids are still leading the trend. If we add ringtones, listen to music, watch TV. It's actually a flagship-level device, with high prices of 7,000 to 8,000 yuan, and often has explosive sales, receiving rave reviews. Smartphones are not mainstream yet. Just half a year ago, he received a phone call from his home, saying that his father was critically ill and asking him to go back and take over the company. He had no choice but to go home and inherit the family business. In his memory, Lu Haifeng learned that the place he was located was a self-operated automobile parts factory called Washing Auto Parts Factory, which specializes in producing various spare parts for manufacturers. However, due to technical reasons, only some low-end parts can be produced. As for high-end parts, no domestic enterprise can produce them, and they all rely on imports. Actually, our own auto parts factory is quite large, but it can only bring in millions of profits every year. But friends who study abroad say that the profit of mobile phone OEM is high, so they registered a mobile phone OEM factory themselves. Then, through a friend's introduction, he contacted this company. The other company was very legitimate and had people involved. With trust in him, Lu Haifeng didn't think too much, and the deposit was 10% of what he meant. According to the other party's requirements, he made a lonely decision and used the last funds in the factory to purchase a new batch of production lines. He purchased all the raw materials, recruited personnel, and trained them to be on duty. Everything is ready, just wait for production. At this critical moment, the other party surprisingly refused. Damn it, you're just trying to trick me by putting in a deposit of 5 million yuan. How much do you hate me? After a while, Lu Haifeng let out a sigh of helplessness. Who is the one who set such a big trap on themselves and made a big hole out of it? Forget it, take a step, if it doesn't work out, sell this factory and go back to your own auto parts factory to retire. With a decision made, Lu Haifeng stood up and went to Chajua, preparing to brew a cup of tea to refresh himself. Lu Haifeng, who had just sat down, was about to press the switch for boiling water. Ding, detect compatible hosts. Ding, divine level technology store opens. A system mall panel appeared in front of Lu Haifeng. The functions inside are very simple, even critical. It's just selling things, divided into 4 types in total: automotive, technology, aviation, materials. As the name suggests, cars come in various shapes and engine models, transmissions, chassis technology, engine production lines, transmission production lines, and so on. Even future electric, hybrid, oil-electric hybrid, and pure electric technologies are available, and all technical drawings sold in the system manual are the most perfect attributes. Compared to automotive products, technology products are even more violent, with a wide range of high-precision beds and nanoscale manufacturing equipment, high-tech chip technology, mobile phones and computer operating systems, and so on. One thing is that the technology sold here has basically existed in previous lifetimes, but this world has disappeared. There are also some black technologies produced by the system, some of which are from the end of the world. Some of them have never heard of them, and they are simply cool and explosive. The price is a bit expensive, and they can easily earn hundreds of millions of points. You only earn 1 point for yourself, how can you afford to buy them? As for the later aviation classification. Okay, when he saw the Star Destroyer, Lu Haifeng silently clicked an X, which is not something he can afford to play with now. At present, it is better to solve the problems of his own enterprise first, otherwise he will face the fate of camping on the streets. In fact, Lu Haifeng doesn't have much ambition. As long as he is the wealthiest person in the world, he can do it. If others know about this idea, they will definitely curse him without hesitation. If this is not considered ambition, then what is ambition? The biggest problem that Lu Haifeng is facing now is the lack of technology. Now, with this system in place. Well, the system, do you have a beginner's gift package or something like that? Have, claim the big gift package, open the beginner's gift pack, end of this chapter. Chapter 2. Novice Gift Pack. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Novice Gift Pack. Ding, open the beginner's gift pack. Congratulations to the host for obtaining HarmonyOS 1.0 inch. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Hongmeng AI chip. Congratulations to the host for obtaining fingerprint recognition technology with one prompt sound after another. Lu Haifeng's eyes were also becoming brighter and brighter. Although there were only 3 rewards in the gift package, none of them were exquisite, and none of them were a relief from the urgency of his eyebrows. Ah, it is indeed a necessary golden finger for travel. Looking at these 3 things, Lu Haifeng thought to himself that the system was not afraid that his factory could not continue to operate, so he would provide such supporting items. It's very simple that the order that Lu Haifeng was scammed this time is a mobile phone OEM order worth over 10 million yuan. With a profit of tens of millions and introductions from acquaintances, the original owner dares to fully stock up according to the other party's requirements even if they only pay a 10% deposit. Unexpectedly, it is still a relatively well-known company that breaches its contract and chooses the right time to break the contract, even when it is fully stocked and not yet in production. If it's produced, it's easy to say it's not needed and dispose of it. In recent years, the mobile phone market has been very popular. The key is that it has not been produced yet. Lu Haifeng knows that if he dares to secretly touch the production, the other party will definitely give a fatal blow. The large amount of purchased raw materials has led to poor turnover of factory funds. In order to quickly recover funds, it is necessary to dispose of these, but the price is not high enough to dispose of them. So in the face of this business that was enough to hire a mobile phone factory, causing physical and mental damage, and ultimately leading to bankruptcy. It directly caused the original body to become angry and unconscious, and ultimately Lu Haifeng crossed over to the original body. When Lu Haifeng prepared his extraction technique for brewing a cup of tea for himself, he was instantly shocked. The extraction method can also be chosen by oneself. Inject it directly into the head, directly transfer to your own computer. Oh, there's also a research talent directly attached. Don't have any worries yet. Be loyal to yourself. That's it. Without any hesitation, Lu Haifeng made a decisive choice of this, not only giving the technology, but also earning a loyal researcher in vain. Congratulations on successfully selecting the host. The technical personnel will arrive within 12 hours. Please pay attention to the host's receipt. Personnel-related information will be sent to the host's brain immediately. As soon as the sound of the system fell, Lu Haifeng had an additional piece of information about the technical personnel in his mind. Fortunately, there weren't many things, which startled me. After receiving the information, the nervous mood also breathed a sigh of relief. Just as he heard the system asking for something to be transmitted to his mind, he was ready to suffer. Li Gang, male, 31 years old, returned from studying abroad, professional level. Operating system expert, programming language expert. Lu Hong, male, 35 years old, orphan, returned from studying abroad, professional level. Chip design expert. Sun Peng, male, 36 years old. After understanding the relevant information provided by the system, Lu Haifeng was very emotional. This arrangement really saves me a lot of things. The person arrived within a day, and after drinking a cup of tea, Lu Haifeng's mind became much clearer. Returning to his seat, Lu Haifeng picked up the phone and called the administration. Although he did not carefully examine the production process of the new mobile phone just now, he could see its appearance and technical specifications. This new type of phone is similar to the Fruit 5 from the previous Fruit company. At this time, the Fruit company has not yet released Fruit 5, and now it is about to be intercepted by itself. Just then, there was a knock on the door. "Come in, Mr. Lu, you're looking for me." Manager Zhang from the production department, who pushed the door in, came to Lu Haifeng's desk and said, "Well, wait a moment, come and drink water." Speaking, Lu Haifeng stood up and asked Zhang Yu to sit down. Zhang Yu has been with his father for many years, from an ordinary technician to the current head of the production department. It was his mother who called him over to help him. Strong ability and loyalty, he was the technical backbone of Huaxing Auto Parts Factory in the past. "Mr. Lu, most of the employees are idle now, do you think?" Zhang Yu, born in technology, has a straightforward personality. He thought that Lu Haifeng came to him to report on his work, so he spoke up about his current difficulties. Don't worry, you'll be busy soon." Lu Haifeng smiled and poured Zhang Yu a glass of water, deliberately selling a trick and saying. Zhang Yu said, "Really?" Zhang Yu still has some understanding of how Lu Haifeng's business was deceived by others. He knows that if he doesn't handle it well, he will go bankrupt before starting work. In fact, even if he goes bankrupt, the impact on him is not significant. Then there can still be fake. Wait until tomorrow when the technicians arrive. After seeing the technology he brought, you will know that the factory will not only survive, but also live better, Lu Haifeng said confidently. Regarding this, Zhang Yu's reaction was not significant this time. A lesson from the past was right in front of him. Lu Haifeng's performance on the scammed order at that time was similar to what it is now. Lu Haifeng didn't take Zhang Yu's current reaction seriously. Before he could get out of his predicament, the label of having no hair on his mouth and not being able to handle things firmly would always stick to his body. At this moment, the executive knocked on the door and said, "Mr. Lu, there is a Li Gang, Mr. Li. He said he has arranged to meet you at the company." Lu Haifeng thought to himself, why did it arrive so quickly? Didn't it take about 12 hours to arrive? Lu Haifeng ordered, "That's right, let him in." "Forget it, I'll go pick him up myself." To act, you need to do the whole set, said Lu Haifeng as he walked outside. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. System. Zhang Yu also followed Lu Haifeng out to greet him. He was not good at words and was not foolish. Lu Haifeng saw the person arranged for him by the system at the door and quickly approached, warmly holding his hand and saying, Li Xuechang, welcome, welcome. Li Gang also spoke up and said, I finally didn't disappoint Mr. Lu's investment. I finally came up with something to study. Li Gang's performance is no different from that of ordinary people, even in this way of treating people and things, he has no flaws. After chatting a few more pleasantries, Lu Haifeng said happily, let's take a walk. It's hot outside, let's talk inside. He led Li Gang to the reception room in front and also introduced the two to each other. Li Gang said, Mr. Lu, I will be drinking tea later. I will show you what I have researched during this period so that you can drink tea with peace of mind. That's okay, then let's first take a look at the technology you've developed during this period. Lu Haifeng didn't refuse, and the performance was pretty good. At the end of the day, Li Gang was a system tool person. Soon, he projected the relevant information of a new type of phone through a projector. This new type of mobile phone was proposed by Mr. Lu and I am responsible for the specific implementation and research and development. After listening to Li Gang's introduction of this phone, Zhang Yu and Lu Haifeng turned their heads to look at Zhang Yu and asked. Manager Zhang, can we produce it? No problem, Zhang Yu quickly gave a positive answer. The complete production industry is now available, and the next step is assembly production. Although it may be a bit difficult, for washing technology, this small difficulty can still be overcome. Not only is there no problem with production, but also a large portion of our previous stock can be directly used. Then, Zhang Yu brought good news to Lu Haifeng. That's great. As a result, our funds will be slightly richer. After hearing these words, Lu Haifeng smiled first, followed by great joy. With contracts worth billions of dollars and tens of millions of goods in stock, most of the goods have payment terms. Mr. Lu, besides the need for mold making, we only need to purchase some parts that are not available, which accounts for about 20% of the total cost. After Zhang Yu finished speaking, he was waiting for Lu Haifeng to make a decision. After listening to Li Gang's introduction of the phone's features, his whole mood now was completely different from before. That's right, let's produce and sell our own phones and establish a mobile phone brand. Before the two of them could wait for long, Lu Haifeng made a decision and said that the full name of Huaxing OEM Factory is Huaxing Technology Company, Limited. The business license does not need to be changed and can be directly produced, sold, and listed. Manager Zhang, now that we have a complete set of production industries, how long will we be able to produce samples? After making a decision, Lu Haifeng asked Zhang Yu directly. Mr. Lu, 7 days. Most of the accessories are almost ready. Made now, and it only takes about 7 days for Mr. Lu to receive the samples after the mold is made. If he has a complete set of manufacturing processes written in his hand and cannot even produce samples within 7 days, then he has really worked for nothing in the past decade or so. Okay, just 7 days. Lu Haifeng nodded and said, knowing that Zhang Yu was not talking big. He watched Zhang Yu go out and turned to look at Li Gang, asking. Is the operating system compatible with all applications? This system is compatible with all Android applications and can seamlessly connect all Android-based apps. In addition, the new system's smoothness will surpass that of Fruit iOS, without lagging or taking up more and more memory, completely free from the drawbacks of Android. This system can also be ported and adapted to any electronic device, can be upgraded, and can be applied to the 5G Internet of Things in the future without the need to rewrite it, Li Gang responded. What is a smartphone? A smartphone refers to something like a computer. Having an independent operating system and independent runtime space. The assembly of third-party programs such as software, communication, music, video, games, etc. can be installed by users themselves. The operating system is an extremely important and fundamental part of it. Although the Android system developed by Google is open source and available for free to the world, open source and free does not mean that it is unrestricted. Once the other party stops providing services, it is a trap for people, an IM for fish and meat. Moreover, based on the current situation of feature phones dominating the market, the Android system should not be perfect either. Whether considering the future or the present, I have no choice but to use my Android system as a spare tire. Otherwise, some people will not watch me grow and become stronger. I am still weak and may be ruthlessly devoured by capitalists. The matter of operating system will gradually take shape in the future. Do I seem to remember in the previous life that it was only through the perfect transformation of the underlying Android system that Android phones completely bid farewell to lagging and memory problems? Lu Haifeng asked Li Gang next to him, can we change the underlying optimization of the Android system now? Can, how long does it take for you to write code alone? 3 months, Lu Haifeng looked at Li Gang with surprise on his face. Li Gang was truly an expert in operating systems and could thoroughly optimize and change the underlying Android system in just 3 months. In his previous life, he spent thousands of senior programmers and spent several years writing code day and night. Can we replace our Harmony OS with Android skins? It's hard to tell. Can, then you first optimize the underlying Android system and send it to Google. Looking at Li Gang's puzzled expression, Lu Haifeng asked in reverse, what will happen if we release the Hongmeng operating system now? End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Hongmeng S1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Hongmeng S1. Li Gang regained his composure and said, if we want to become bigger and stronger now, we will be ruthlessly suppressed by capitalists. Therefore, we need to send the optimized Android system to Google and then replace it with the Android operating system skin on the Hongmeng operating system to sneak around. Lu Haifeng saw Li Gang and with just a slight reminder, he understood. He was also happy, indicating that Li Gang was not the kind of brainless scripture. Beautiful country will not look at its own operating system becoming bigger and stronger. When it is used less, it is easy to say. Once it is used more, it will casually find a reason to suppress it. If it has its own system and technology, it will still be suppressed and unable to lift its head. If it has technology, it will not take time. But even if it were discovered, what would happen? Lu Haifeng doesn't care at all now. He would still be afraid to wear shoes barefoot. The era of feature phones is about to pass, and the future belongs to smartphones. If you enter now, you can gain an absolute advantage and stand undefeated in the mobile phone market for the next decade or so. So, smartphones must be made, regardless of the cost, but now is not the time to be tough. Now that this Fruit 5 has been intercepted by oneself, with this phone, Lu Haifeng can completely turn the tide and help the building collapse. Bang bang bang. A knock on the door rang out and a tall and delicate-looking woman dressed in professional attire, Xiao Ai, the female secretary of Lu Haifeng, walked in and said, Mr. Lu, you're looking for me. Lu Haifeng nodded. Take a look at this document. Taking over the information handed over by Lu Haifeng, Xiao Ai thought it was a dissolution notice, but her heart was full of mixed feelings. Although Xiao Ai had just interned in Huaxing for a short time, she casually took it and started reading it. After a while, Lu Haifeng saw that Xiao Ai's expressions of surprise and joy kept appearing and disappearing on her face. He asked, Xiao Ai, do you think this phone will have sales after production? Boss, you want to work in the mobile phone production industry. Xiao Ai's breathing was rapid, and her face turned red with depression. If the boss entered the mobile phone industry, he should not have gone bankrupt. Because she also looked at the design, there were no buttons at all, and all the operations were completed on the same screen. And according to the description on the design drawing, it can freely install the program. Xiaoai has seen smartphones before, but with such groundbreaking designs, as a practitioner in the digital industry, she cannot see the value behind them. If the phone shown in this design can be produced, let alone if Huaxing goes bankrupt, even if it leaps to become a top mobile phone manufacturer, it will not bring any pressure. After a brief excitement, Xiao AI quickly calmed down. Can Huaxing produce this phone? And when Lu Haifeng saw the change in Xiao AI's expression, he didn't understand anything and said, "Don't worry, even if I take out the design drawings, I can naturally create them, otherwise I wouldn't show you the design drawings." Without waiting for Xiao AI to inquire, he gestured for her to sit down. Immediately, he spoke up, "I know that the company I run, although the people inside the company may not have said it openly, they secretly say it went bankrupt before it even started. I think the people in the company feel that following me has no future, so they are preparing to resign." Xiao AI smiled but didn't speak. However, Lu Haifeng didn't care and continued, "But I think you all overlooked one issue. You want my dad to be cautious. If he doesn't trust me, he won't pay me to start a company. To be honest with you, over the years, I haven't been fooling around overseas as you might think, but rather researching some technologies in my own research institute. If I don't develop some technology, do you think I'll start a company? You have a research center overseas." Upon hearing this, Xiao AI couldn't help but ask. "That's right," Lu Haifeng nodded. "Although our company's initial plan was to do OEM business, practice skills, accumulate funds, and then launch our own mobile phones. Over the years, I have made some breakthroughs in technology for smartphones in overseas research institutions. I just didn't expect them to cancel the contract, so now we have to launch our own smartphones. So what you're seeing now is the first generation of Huaxing smartphones designed by overseas research institutions, the Huaxing Hongmeng S1. Lu Haifeng is a serious and nonsensical person. He doesn't have a research institution, but this is just a clever reason. After all, in the future, many technologies will be obtained in the system, which require a legitimate source. However, since the original person has been living overseas, it would be appropriate to have an overseas research institution as a cover." This set of arguments made Xiao AI listen for a moment, but there was no doubt that the design could not be fake. For a moment, only excitement remained in her heart. After all, Lu Haifeng had lived overseas. "Can we produce this? Zhang Yugang just said that the prototype should be made in about 7 days. After reading the design drawings of Huaxing Hongmeng S1, Xiao AI heard that it could be produced in a week, but she now wished she could get the prototype immediately. Xiao AI immediately left the office and contacted people from various departments to prepare for the production of mobile phones. Finally, on the 5th day, Manager Zhang appeared in Lu Haifeng's office with 9 prototypes. And several other executives of the company also appeared in the office along with them. Lu Haifeng picked up a prototype with a smile and said, "Isn't it just a smartphone? Let's take a look at each of you in a hurry." These prototypes were sent to Lu Haifeng as soon as they were produced, so they haven't had a chance to see them yet. He spoke plainly, but his heart was no less excited than theirs. After all, this smartphone holds extraordinary significance for him. Not written well, please forgive me. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Mobile Phone Launch Conference. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Mobile Phone Launch Conference. This is the first smartphone produced by his company. Is this the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 produced by our company? I don't know what would happen if I installed the operating system. I really want to give it a try. Mr. Lu, let's start up and let everyone see and see. Several executives of the company were gathered at their desks, each holding a mobile phone. Upon hearing this, Lu Haifeng turned around and scanned the system on his computer for his smartphone. After flashing the phone, Lu Haifeng grabbed the power button and exerted a slight force under everyone's gaze. Suddenly, everyone held their breath and stared nervously at their phone screen. There were no flashy startup animations, but the startup button was pressed and the phone was awakened. As if heaven and earth had just opened, a little light quickly appeared in the center of the screen, and then the entire screen was completely awakened. The logo of Hongmeng also appeared in the center of the screen, and after a brief pause, the logo disappeared and the activation page appeared. With the startup of the phone, soon the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 officially entered the user interface. There are several built-in apps on the Android platform, such as Maps, Weather, Calendar, Camera, Memo, and so on. Lu Haifeng tried to slide the phone screen left and right, but there was no lag at all. The interface switch was very smooth, and Lu Haifeng smiled as he tried. Xiao AI, let the production department start work. In addition, all production lines of the company operate in 3 shifts with full horsepower. I want Huaxing Hongmeng S1 to fill our warehouse. Understood. Xiao AI and Zhang Yu immediately answered that there was no increase in the number of units produced. Do we need to ask this? There aren't too many of these phones. Mr. Lu, what date is our mobile phone launch event scheduled? Lu Haifeng did not answer, but asked, how long will it take to produce 5 million mobile phones? Now the company's production line can produce 50,000 units per day with full horsepower. 3 months later, a press conference will be held at the end of September. Lu Haifeng realized that the Android system has not been optimized yet, and he cannot hold a press conference immediately. The Hongmeng operating system has not yet been upgraded to the Android system. And just as he summoned the technical department personnel of the company to approve the Huaxing Hongmeng project, a news overseas exploded in the domestic digital circle. Opening the era of intelligence, is the slogan, Fruit, so fierce. Fruit 4, is this a new phone? This phone only has one button. Before Fruit 4, most people in China didn't have much knowledge about this company, but in fact, within the technology industry, Fruit Company is also well known as an electronic technology company in beautiful country. Established in 1976 in 1980, it went public and became a Fortune 500 company within 5 years, which was the fastest record at that time. It seems that since its inception, fruit companies have emerged with the pioneering ideas, from computers to music players, and then to smartphones. So the involvement of fruit companies is becoming increasingly widespread, so when launching the smartphone Fruit 4, the slogan of "Opening the Era of Intelligence" was shouted, which will shake the digital field both domestically and internationally. As a member of this industry, this news also reached Lu Haifeng's ears and he just smiled. You released smartphone Fruit 4, and I released the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 based on your smartphone Fruit 5. After all, Fruit 5 was also known as the most classic phone in the previous generation, but now it has been intercepted by my own company. 3 months later, in Lu Haifeng's office, Xiao AI said, Mr. Lu, the press conference will be held in 2 hours. The car is ready for you, and it's time for you to depart. Lu Haifeng nodded and got up to walk outside. Quickly, the two of them arrived at the downstairs of the company and saw a business sedan parked, with a person leaning against it. But it was Li Gang, a technology expert, who was entrusted with an important task by Lu Haifeng 3 months ago as the head of the Mobile Phone Research and Development Center. At this moment, as Lu Haifeng approached, Li Gang immediately leaned over and said, Mr. Lu, it's almost time. Let's go quickly. I've been looking forward to this press conference for a long time. Let's go, I'll take you to witness history. Lu Haifeng went to Gan Yun and said. Li Gang was driving, while Lu Haifeng was sitting in the back row. However, Xiao AI was squeezed out and could only take the following car. This has been a habit for the past 3 months. It seems that Lu and General Manager Li are conspiring to prevent everyone, including her, from knowing. In the car, Li Gang, who was driving, said, Mr. Lu's Android system has been optimized, and our Hongmeng operating system has also been replaced with Android skins. Did you send it to Google? Not yet, I have developed it into an app that can be used on all Android phones. So how did you think of developing it into an app? Our research funding is a bit tight, Mr. Lu, you understand. Oh, what's your name? System Accelerator. If they don't go fishing, then install it on other mobile phone manufacturers and charge some service fees. The speed was very fast, and in less than 60 minutes, we arrived at the scene. It was a local science and technology museum that was rented out as an on-site press conference, capable of accommodating a full 500 to 600 people. However, very few people came to attend their Hongmeng S1 smartphone launch event, and they also came to see the joke. After all, Lu Haifeng is also a celebrity now, a person who was almost trapped and bankrupt before a broken factory started construction. Part of them are celebrities invited by Huaxing, such as mobile phone enthusiasts, some traffic celebrities, and some industry giants. Because this is the first press conference of the company, Lu Haifeng also needs to create a history, which is live television network broadcasting. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. During the mobile phone launch event. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. During the mobile phone launch event, apart from the people on site, others can also directly watch the live broadcast on television and the internet. Yesterday, Lu Haifeng posted this news on forums, posts, Weibo, and other places, causing a considerable sensation. The news spread very quickly. After all, in Xia country, I haven't seen a live broadcast of a mobile phone press conference yet. Time has passed, and Lu Haifeng stepped onto the podium. Suddenly, a light hit him, and behind him was a huge display screen. Through the lens, his every move was clearly projected onto the screen, making it clear for the audience to see. Viewers who want to watch live broadcasts can also access video software on their computers, search and view on web pages, forums, Tieba, Weibo, and more. Convenient to view, coupled with the novelty of the live broadcast and the previously placed advertisement, hundreds of thousands of viewers watched at the beginning of the press conference. There is data to check in the background, and Lu Haifeng has a clear idea. However, facing hundreds of thousands of viewers, he cannot have any stage fright standing on stage. I'm glad that everyone can attend our new product launch event at Huaxing Technology, and I'm also glad that countless netizens are watching the live broadcast on the screen again. This is also the honor of Huaxing Technology, he said loudly. However, it is also everyone's luck, because whether it is now or in the future, the product will always be king, and the smartphone that Huaxing Technology is about to showcase may be the first smartphone for many young people. Before Lu Haifeng could finish speaking, the scene erupted instantly. Not only were there many viewers on site, but also netizens watching the live broadcast room. At this time, there were no barrage comments in the live broadcast room, so comments gathered on various forums, posts, Weibo, and so on. For a moment, the mockery was earth-shattering. Shentima. The first smartphone for young people. The biggest joke of the year, the second generation of wealthy people just can't rely on it. They knew they wouldn't be attending the press conference. They were originally looking at smartphones, but they were just bragging. A netizen even said, I checked Huaxing Technology Company and it was recently tricked and almost went bankrupt. Soon, a big V celebrity couldn't help but burst out laughing. The next big V celebrity is called Dialect, who works for a certain portal website and is engaged in editing work. At the same time, he has millions of fans on a certain blog platform, which may not be a big deal in the future, but at this time, it is enough to make him a famous big V on the internet. The editing job, with a solid foundation in writing, didn't take long for a long blog post to be published. Why can't we make smartphones? This article doesn't have a strong sense of gunpowder, but in terms of content, it is full of firepower. The spearhead of firepower is unabashedly directed at Huaxing Technology. Shanzhai, follow the trend, brag hard. Dialects view the Huaxing Technology press conference as a clown forced to appear in order to gain popularity, and their words are full of unrestrained anger. Finally, he even raised the topic to the level that we are not as good as Western countries, and our creativity has been overwhelmed by Western technology. It is impossible for us to surpass Western technology and vigorously promote it. They are so advanced, it's obvious that this guy's butt is crooked. Teacher Fong is right. We should resist this kind of boastful enterprise to the end. Look, the Huaxing cowhide is blowing loudly, and when it's released, it won't be a counterfeit phone yet. Heartbreak. Foreign companies are all humbly inventing and creating, and what about us? Plagiarism, imitation, boasting, it's embarrassing to be thrown abroad. What kind of big V has what kind of fans? And beneath the long blog post, there is a chorus of comments praising Western technology and belittling domestic products that are simply unbearable to look at. So many fans, after watching it, spontaneously forwarded it, and there were more online insults. But it's okay, everyone didn't believe it, and even spoke sarcastically. Lu Haifeng not only guessed but also heard these things, but he didn't care at all. Just as everyone was clamoring, he took out a Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone, opened the interface, and slowly lifted it up. The camera moves quickly, and the screen of the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone freezes and is clearly visible on the large screen behind Lu Haifeng. Netizens who watched through live streaming also clearly saw this Huaxing Hongmeng smartphone. Then the noisy and boiling live broadcast room and the live audience only took a few breaths, and a silence fell. The needles could be heard falling, and the netizens watching the live broadcast room also widened their eyes, with a stunning light in their eyes. In the silence, a hint of imperceptible emotion flashed in Lu Haifeng's eyes. He could feel the emotions of the audience, which was a stunning feeling, as if seeing a real person. In fact, when he first saw the Fruit 5 smartphone in his previous life, he was just as amazed as the audience. Moreover, the World Fruit 4 has not yet been released, so it can be said that consumers lack aesthetic appreciation for smartphones. The Huaxing Hongmeng S1 presented by Lu Haifeng is even more stunning and impactful. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Mobile Phone Launch Event. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Mobile phone launch event. But Lu Haifeng still felt that it was not enough. Although everyone had seen this Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone, they did not see it clearly enough and their feelings were not as deep. So Lu Haifeng needs to amplify his strategy, which is PPT. Actually, products usually don't look as good as PPT, which is well known. After all, in PPT, products can be displayed in the best posture through light and angles, thereby giving consumers a visual impact. So, under a casual command from Lu Haifeng, the pre-made PowerPoint in the background was projected onto the podium, and a picture of the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 suddenly appeared, revealing the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone that was partially hidden in the light. Some of the on-site audience couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, and on the projector, pictures slowly appeared one after another, showcasing the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone in all aspects and also beginning its introduction. He said, "When we were making our Huaxing Hongmeng S1, there was only one requirement. It was beautiful. For this reason, we have made countless changes to the appearance design, and our industrial design manager almost resigned. So I dare say, this Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone is definitely one of the best designs in the market, and it is the phone with the highest appearance we have ever made. It is made of stainless steel before and after, surrounded by aluminum alloy, and is particularly thin, only 7.6 millimeters. Compared to those phones on the market that can easily reach 2 to 3 centimeters, this Huaxing Hongmeng S1 is simply a miracle. In fact, it is still the thinnest smartphone in the world, not one of them." Bang! The scene exploded instantly, and the number of followers on the internet also exploded instantly. 666, crouching groove, awesome, various exclamations were never heard, and the originally hopeless journalists stood up excitedly, pressing the shutter button and constantly taking photos of Lu Haifeng and Huaxing Hongmeng S1 on stage. "Mr. Lu, is this the new smartphone released by Huaxing Technology? Mr. Lu, you're not using any high-tech models to make us happy, are you? Mr. Lu, the atmosphere on site was simply explosive. It can be said that the press conference had just started for less than 10 minutes, as if it had reached its climax. The backstage staff were very happy, they were all from the Mobile Phone Research and Development Center. Although this phone was not developed by them, they assembled it. He raised his hand and lightly pressed a few times, temporarily suppressing the enthusiastic journalist. He did not intend to answer the question, but continued to introduce, I believe that among many people present, smartphones are not very familiar. This is not strange, because I think many people may have never seen anything smartphones look like before. So, in order to give everyone a better intuitive experience of the Hongmeng S1, I have a comparison of a friend's smartphone here. As he spoke, he pressed the signal pen and the projection on the big screen ended. A prepared picture appeared when everyone saw the comparison image on the big screen. Many people in the audience were stunned. Good guy, is the targeting so obvious? On the screen, a phone image with a hidden logo is very eye-catching. Although the logo is hidden, anyone present can see it. This is a Fruit 4 smartphone released by the Fruit Company today. Similarly, today, the Fruit Company also released the mobile phone Fruit 4 smartphone. Lu Haifeng pressed the signal pen, and the picture of the Fruit 4 smartphone is on the right, while the Hongmeng S1 smartphone is on the left. What you are seeing now is a product from a peer company, which is also a smartphone. And what about ours? Speaking, Lu Haifeng paused for a moment. Our Hongmeng S1 smartphone has a main screen size of 4.0 inches, with a screen ratio of up to 85%. As Lu Haifeng's voice fell, the picture of the Hongmeng S1 smartphone on the big screen was enlarged, allowing the audience to see more clearly. This is simply too arrogant. It's not exciting. Before the emergence of the Fruit 4 smartphone and the Hongmeng S1 smartphone, almost everyone's impression of the phone was the same small screen with a physical drive area below. But at this moment, a stronger shock appeared in my heart, realizing that phones can still be made like this. Lu Haifeng is still introducing the beautiful country on the other side of the ocean. Mr. Qiao was also hosting the press conference, and his assistant quietly retreated to the side of the stage. He connected his earphone and said, "Boss, the Xia Guo has also released a smartphone." He quickly passed on the information he saw to the leader of the Qiao gang. Leader Qiao's face immediately showed a hint of surprise, and he quickly signaled to his assistant to arrange for someone to take over and continue the press conference. Shortly after stepping down, gang leader Qiao immediately held a meeting, and all the senior executives involved in the production of Fruit 4 smartphones from the Fruit Company attended. Everyone thought this was a celebration. After all, the Fruit 4 smartphones from the Fruit Company had already crossed the era. Unexpectedly, upon entering the conference room, the first thing I saw was the face of sect leader Qiao. Sect leader Qiao has always been arrogant and has a bad temper. Although he has restrained a lot in recent years, his nature is difficult to change. Once he encounters something angry, he will show this expression, which also represents that sect leader Qiao is on the verge of exploding. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. System Accelerator. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. System Accelerator. The senior executives of the Fruit Company were frightened into silence, sitting obediently in the office, afraid to even discuss with each other. And for leader Qiao, he directly opened the projection and played all the video materials collected by his assistant about the Hongmeng S1 smartphone. The already cold and solemn atmosphere on site is becoming increasingly oppressive. Many senior executives in the Fruit Company couldn't believe that their painstakingly developed smartphone had been hit hard. And it was hit by the mobile phone company of Dacia country. The mobile phone companies in Dacia, who were ridiculed by countless big shots in the circle and only knew how to do OEM, unexpectedly stumbled upon the phones of the Fruit Company. Not only does it touch porcelain, but the phone is also more beautiful than what they make. At both ends of the ocean, two different press conferences were held almost simultaneously. The Fruit Company announced its screen, and Lu Haifeng immediately introduced the screen. The Fruit Company has announced the CPU, and Lu Haifeng is also introducing the CPU. Some media outlets sent different journalists simultaneously to attend the press conference of the two industries. So this small detail was quickly discovered by them. This makes them somewhat puzzled, whether it is a coincidence or intentional. Lu Haifeng adopted this type of press conference for two reasons. First, helplessness, and second, effectiveness. Helpless is because Lu Haifeng has never hosted a press conference, not only him, but also the entire Huaxing technology. Or rather, the entire mobile phone industry in China has never held a mobile phone press conference. Without any experience to learn from, coupled with time constraints, we have to follow the rhythm of fruits. Anyway, it's just copying. And the second reason is that Huaxing technology did not have any reputation at this press conference, it was just a chance encounter. You talk about the screen, I'll talk about the screen. You talk about cameras, I also talk about cameras. If you talk about CPU, then I will also talk about CPU. Not only is it the same, but it will crush you fiercely regardless of which one. Fantastic hang. And the fact is indeed so. Taking the parameters currently released as an example, there is no doubt that the Huaxing Hongmeng smartphone is the winner. Screen size, Fruit 4. 3.5 inches Hongmeng S1. 4.0 inches home screen resolution Fruit 4. 960 by 640 by 330 ppi Hongmeng S1. 1136 by 640 by 426 ppi, camera, Fruit 4. 5 million plus 3 million pixels Hongmeng S1. 5 million plus 1 million pixels. All the configurations are basically overwhelming. Currently, the hardware aspect has already determined the winner, and that's only the mobile operating system. The mobile operating system can't keep up, and even with good hardware, it's not very useful. Gu Jiyi's Android system did not explain the issue of card and memory consumption, which cannot surpass the Fruit company's iOS system. Seeing the introduction of Lu Haifeng about to enter the mobile operating system, everyone's attention was once again drawn to him, because they knew whether they could surpass the Fruit smartphone. Huaxing technology had won the hardware competition comprehensively, which was undoubtedly exciting for everyone present. Now everyone is looking forward to the Huaxing Hongmeng smartphone continuing its momentum and using an excellent enough mobile operating system. And this is also the most difficult point. However, not everyone has this kind of empathy with Rongyan and such expectations. For example, dialects. After the news of the Huaxing press conference spread online, he was the first Big V to apologize for criticizing Hongmeng. Almost belittling Huaxing Enterprise as worthless as being a clown who jumps the beam. Moreover, it has created a forum stating that domestic phones are inferior to foreign phones. If Huaxing were to create a mobile operating system to face the Fruit company now, the dialect itself would be greatly affected, which can be foreseen. At that time, he will become a laughingstock in front of the internet. As a Big V who fights against counterfeits, I just spray whatever I think without a clear investigation. He will lose his credibility and the foundation on which he stands. So the person who wants Huaxing to fail the most is him. However, will the situation he hopes to see happen? Of course not. Now, I will solemnly introduce to you the intelligent system installed on the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone. The Hongmeng smartphone operating system, Lu Haifeng announced loudly from the podium. A pre-recorded demonstration video of the Hongmeng smartphone operating system began to play, without involving highly specialized fields or high-level professional words. Lu Haifeng knows that most people nowadays still have a vague understanding of smartphones. With the demonstration of each function, the audience below was completely boiling. Round after round of applause rang out. Lu Haifeng raised his hand and pressed down, saying, "Let me introduce to you a true black technology that is compressed into the Hongmeng smartphone operating system. This technology is the black technology of our Huaxing technology, named as a system accelerator. After installing this accelerator on Android phones, it can optimize the underlying Android kernel. After rigorous data testing in our laboratory, it can improve the system's smooth speed by 80% and reduce the energy consumption of smartphone systems by 40%. Lu Haifeng didn't play any tricks and waved his hand as he began to introduce himself. A PowerPoint data table suddenly appeared on the big screen behind me. Is it the introduction of the Harmony OS smartphone operating system that surprised everyone with the 5 words, System Accelerator? Why are we introducing the System Accelerator now? End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Mobile Phone Sales. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Mobile phone sales. Brother, your scene is not right. Not introducing the operating system, why are we introducing the System Accelerator now? And is it a bit exaggerated that a System Accelerator can accelerate the Android system by 80%? Isn't this bullshit? In an instant, there were boos on the scene, and the boasting was too loud. With so many programmers like Xia Guo, updating programs every day is just a small step forward for the Android system. You need to achieve 80% smoothness and a 40% reduction in power consumption all at once. This is not bullshit, why don't you go to heaven? This is the on-site reaction, which Lu Haifeng had already anticipated. I know you don't believe it. Listening is believing, seeing is believing. Our Harmony OS smartphone operating system is also based on the secondary development of the Android system, and the System Accelerator has been made into an app. If you have an Android phone, you can give it a try for 7 days for free. Huaxing Hongmeng phones can use the System Accelerator for free without the need to download the app, which is already built-in in the system, while other Android phones require paid acceleration, which will be launched in the future. Lu Haifeng's words once again made the people below scream. I thought to myself, if we push out the System Accelerator, no one will doubt that we are working on the underlying Harmony OS, but only consider it as a secondary development of the Android system. Mr. Lu, what is the price of this Hongmeng S1 and when are you planning to release it? Some journalists can't help but start asking questions about the release. Not ignoring the journalist's answer as before, this time Lu Haifeng answered this question at the beginning. Hongmeng S1 will be available for online booking after the press conference. Users can start pre-sales on the Huaxing official website and start shipping within 3 working days. And its price is. Please take a look at the big screen, Lu Haifeng paused and said. 3 models of smartphones also appeared on the large screen behind Lu Haifeng 2 Plus 8G, priced at 2,999 renminbi 2 Plus 16G, priced at 3,299 renminbi 2 Plus 32G, priced at 3,699 renminbi. Whether watching the press conference on site or online, the audience was also attracted by the announced price. Wow, so cheap. I thought it would cost over 5,000 yuan, but I didn't expect 2,999 yuan would suffice. Buy, this price requires buying 5 units. Too strong, I thought it would be a price I couldn't afford. Mr. Lu, I love you so much. After Lu Haifeng finished speaking, there was a burst of discussion in the audience. Is the price of 2,999 expensive? Not expensive. A smartphone with unlimited operating space, like a computer. At the Fruit Company's press conference, the price of the Fruit 4 smartphone has already been announced. 512 RAM and 8 GB of storage start selling at 4,999 renminbi, and the audience on site is well informed. As soon as the selling price of the Fruit Company was announced, they were already aware of it. So they subconsciously thought that the starting price of the Huaxing Hongmeng S1 smartphone would also be in the 5,000 yuan range. And now, 2,999 renminbi is so exciting for them that they can buy a smartphone for only about half the price of the Fruit 4 smartphone. You should know that the configuration of Huaxing's Hongmeng S1 smartphone is higher than that of the Fruit 4. The forum, Tieba, and Weibo have already been flooded. After Lu Haifeng announced the selling price, detailed prices were also announced on the large screen. These 3 levels of configurations have 3 colors to choose from, namely black, white, and gold. No matter what color it is, the price is the same. After the press conference, Lu Haifeng left and returned to the backstage. "Boss, you're so amazing," said Xiao AI. Lu Haifeng smiled and then cautioned, "Now is not the time to relax. The pre-sale will start after the press conference is over. At that time, many netizens will enter our official website. During this period, let the technical department maintain the official website well, don't let the website collapse." "Understood, I'll go to the technical department to watch now," Zhang Yu said and immediately rushed to the company. Although the press conference has ended, the real test has come. "Mr. Lu, Mr. Lei from Jinshan wants to meet you, as well as Sequoia and SoftBank." After carefully arranging everyone's work, Lu Haifeng just sat down to rest when his secretary, Xiao AI, walked in and also brought news that Mr. Lei wanted to meet. "Lei Jun wants to see me," he shook his head and said to Mr. Lei, "I will be very busy these days, and I will invite him to our company as a guest in a few days when I have time." Lu Haifeng knew that Mr. Lei wanted to see him, probably because he wanted to invest in washing technology. After all, the other party is not only the CEO of Kingsoft, but also an angel investor. If it had been in the past, there would have been such an opportunity for Lei Jun to meet. Lu Haifeng naturally accepted it, but for now, he doesn't even consider investing at all. He won't release capital to disrupt his company's layout. At this moment, with the end of the press conference, a group of reporters attending the conference sent out the first-hand information collected by the current production, and the aftermath of the conference began to ferment. This time, the name of washing was once again heard throughout the internet. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Mobile Phone Sales. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Mobile phone sales. Although the press conference ended late at night, Lu Haifeng did not rush back to the company. Instead, he asked the driver to take him home. It had been several months since he returned home, and when he opened the door, he saw Lu's father, Lu's mother, and his own sister sitting on the sofa. "Dad, Mom, you guys haven't slept yet, brother, where's my phone?" I quickly took out 2 white and 1 gold phones from my bag and handed them over. Dad opened his phone and took a closer look, saying, "Not bad," but he could also tell his joy. Mom also looked at her phone and said, "Xiaoying, hurry up and go to bed. Tomorrow you can't get up for school again. Don't disturb your brother to rest well. Your brother has been tired all day." After her parents left, Xiaoying leaned over and said, "Don't look at my dad's broken face," but after watching your press conference all night, and then she went out. The next day, after a night of fermentation, the press conference could be seen everywhere on the internet. Washing technology launches a new device. Does domestic smartphones really exist? Excellent performance. Hongmeng S1 smartphone is fully leading, starting price $29.99. Performance surpasses Fruit 4 smartphone. Say goodbye to counterfeit phones, the light of domestic products. A journalist who doesn't know the title is not a good journalist. Under the headline "Attack of a Group of Journalists," the news of washing Hongmeng S1 received a super high click-through rate as soon as it was released. The aftermath of the washing technology press conference is beginning to spread. With the release of the parameters of the Hongmeng S1 smartphone, it has a strong sense of technology, and coupled with its far superior cost-effectiveness compared to the Fruit 4 smartphone, almost all mobile phone enthusiasts who were preparing to buy a phone overnight have defected. They were all waiting for the release of the Fruit 4 smartphone before, and now they are waiting for the release of the washing Hongmeng S1 smartphone. At this moment, washing technology and its programmers were already busy. Although there was air conditioning in the office, sweat was on their cheeks one by one. And behind them, Zhang Yu was already going crazy. "Li Jun, how did you guarantee me that I won't kill you if you speak up? Didn't we say that there will be a lot of traffic entering the website today, which will help you expand your servers? Why is it crowded like this?" Zhang Yu was constantly urging the programmers in the technology department, and Li Jun, the leader of the technology department, dared not speak up when facing criticism from the other party. He could only anxiously operate and vent on the computer. In fact, it's not his fault. Last night, Zhang Yu asked him to prepare to expand the server. He stayed up late until now and hasn't slept yet. Who would have thought that today, the website is flooded with traffic, facing several times the amount of reserved mobile traffic, far more than they imagined. They underestimated the meaning of many young people's first smartphones. Manager Zhang, the new server has been connected and will definitely not crash again now. After dealing with the lagging issue, Li Jun breathed a sigh of relief and saw the pre-sale channel open. He secretly glanced at Lu Haifeng, who was also in the office. What a big deal, there's no rush at all. I am truly the boss. I am truly skilled at raising my martial arts skills like this. Li Jun was somewhat impressed, but when the website encountered problems, everyone was scared to death. And the boss, who has been sitting there with a worried expression on his face, doesn't show any signs of anxiety. He even said, "Don't worry, take it slow, let it collapse for a while longer." In fact, he didn't know that what Lu Haifeng said about collapsing for a while was not a comforting word at all, but that he did think so. If the website didn't collapse, how would others know how awesome his phone was? Ding 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 ding, the first pre-sale order appears, Xiao AI said, but before she could finish speaking, soon enough orders continued to appear one after another. My goodness, this is selling like crazy due to the production capacity of the production line and the relationship with spare parts. Lu Haifeng did not release as many, 50,000 units per color and version. That also released 450,000 units, and now in the back end, the constant emergence of orders is simply overwhelming for Xiao AI. 450,000 units sold out in less than 3 hours, if this news were to be released. Major domestic mobile phone manufacturers, don't go crazy. This time, it's only for online pre-sales. As for other mobile phone stores, they do not provide sources of goods. Lu Haifeng mainly aims to expand the company's visibility. Lu Haifeng was not very happy to see that he sold 450,000 units in less than 3 hours because the profit was too low. All the parts are purchased and assembled, with a processor of 500 and a screen camera of 800. The other costs add up to about 1,000, which means that Lu Haifeng can't make much money from selling so many units, and the company pays a certain amount of taxes every year. Although the pre-sale of the Hongmeng S1 smartphone was sold out early on, its online discussion did not decrease at all. On the contrary, because many people did not grab it, the discussion became more intense. The limited edition of the Hongmeng S1 smartphone has made many people scratching their heads. Mr. Lu, there are more and more voices online now, hoping to add another batch of Hongmeng S1 for sale, Xiao AI said. We're not increasing sales anymore. Let's keep the heat on a weekly basis. Why? Xiao AI doesn't understand. Despite the possibility of increasing sales, the company's production capacity can reach 50,000 to 100,000 yuan per day. I'm asking if your attention is getting higher and higher now. End of this chapter.